Hello, my name is Shibami Okeo, and this is my week 14 reflection video. So I'm going to be talking about a little bit about what I learned during the course of my internship and then what I've learned since during the course of my program for this semester and how I've been able to apply both for each other. Um, I'm going to start by saying that in the past I worked as fully as a UX designer, but for this, since the beginning of this program and the start of this internship, I have been put into the design analyst department, which allows me to merge both my design skills and my knowledge on data analysis. So a lot of the things that I'm learning this semester, both as in class and in work, are both new, first time knowledge for me, and I've been learning to apply both for each other. Um, Starting with particularly, I'm going to start by saying one of the major things that I've learned in my internship this semester is how to gather data directly. And I'm talking being able to put together the questionnaire that I want to fill, the designs that I want users to use through, and sending out emails directly to the users and getting list of users either from the colors that we're designing for, the application, the product kind of company who we're helping design the product. I usually get a list of people that are open to doing the testing for us, and we send out the data based on that. We send out a link based on that. And another thing that I particularly I've learned is also dealing with stakeholder, which is like pre gathering data before even starting to do the work to help guide the designers. Now, one of the things I can talk about is also I go as far as doing like conducting user interview, which is like one-on-one interview with users where I get to see them walk through. I do sometimes do video recordings, and lots of them we get it to use to walk through the designs that we've created and see how, whatever difficulty they're facing, what they're having trouble navigating, and put all those data together and share with the design team to help guide your work. Now, talking about what I've learned during the program, and particularly is like I have gained knowledge on how to like retrieve, organize, interpret data to drive informed decisions most of the time. So it's like I learned how to design and query databases using like filtering, aggregation. Those are one of the things that I learned into my intro to SQL courses this semester. Applying joins, subqueries, and window functions to like discover like meaningful patterns in the data that I'm using. And beyond like the technical skills, I think one particular thing is that I've been able to develop the ability to frame analytical questions clearly and like translate them into structured SQL logic that supports problem solving. And basically, I've applied all these concepts like to these are the things that I learned during my program. And I've applied each and every one of them into my work as a design analyst by integrating like data insights into user experience and product evaluation. So, for example, if I use SQL to extract behavioral data that informs design decisions and validate the effectiveness of like new interface features and monitor like the user trend, it's like, oh, we added this new feature to the new application or that we just designed. And if I'm able to use SQL to guide it and be like, this thing is definitely effective. This is how it's been useful to our end users at the end of it. And this is how they've been able to use it so far. Another thing that is that it's also been able to improve my ability to connect like design outcomes and being able to be like, not only do we think that this design looks good, it feels good, I definitely can provide like data to back it up and be like, we can measure how the design particularly has been performing so far with our users. So these are things that I've been doing. I gather this information. I use SQL to extract like some behavioral patterns and provide and end up doing like a visual design and sharing with like the other teams most of the time. And a lot of times after the product is completed and we've gotten like user testing and doing all this data that I gather is what we end up presenting to the team that works, the stakeholder team, and to be like, oh, these are the updates that we made for your applications. These are the new features that we introduced. These are the new recommendations that we made. And so far, since we launched the prototype and sent out the testing out. This is how the user has been interacting with it. Based on the data that we gathered, this is the changes as opposed to how they were interacting with the previous one and how they're interacting with this one. This is the number of people that have, increasingly started using this particular feature on the app based on, the changes that we've made. It's kind of made it easier for them. So it's allowed me so far to be able to back up any design decision that our team made, both to the design team to be like, oh, I don't think this is working. Users so far are struggling to use this, and as opposed to with the stakeholders as well. And I think also, overall, I would say that since the start of this program, both at work, because I was just put into analysis team for the first time. My mindset, like my analytical mindset, is definitely enhanced. Being able to collaborate with teams and data teams has enabled me to understand that, like, the design work so far in the past, I've always been on a creative thing, so my mind has just been like, oh, make it look good, allow people to look at it and in first impression be like, wow. But so far now my mindset is like, oh, it needs to be data driven. Whatever we're providing, whatever update that's making design wise, has to match the organizational goals, has to be able to be like allow for increased performance of the website, those kind of stuff, website or application, those kind of stuff are now what comes to my mind, as because of the help of the data that I've been doing. All right.